Hello, budding scientists. Welcome to Atoms and Molecules, a fascinating chapter in Class 9 Chemistry. Today, we are diving deep into the world of molecules of compounds, focusing on everyday examples like water, carbon dioxide, ammonia, salt, and chalk. We'll explore these compounds through 4 exciting levels: easy, medium, hard, and hardest. Get ready to unlock the secrets behind the substances that make up our world. Let's start our journey with the basics. The easy level will introduce you to what compounds are and give you simple examples you see every day. So, what exactly is a molecule of a compound? Imagine atoms as tiny building blocks. When two or more different types of these blocks join together chemically, they form a compound. Think of it like Lego bricks. If you combine different colored bricks, you get something new. Compounds are different from elements because they can be broken down into simpler substances, their original elements. For example, water, HO, is a compound made from hydrogen and oxygen atoms. Simple, right? Now, let's look at how these atoms join. Some atoms share electrons to form covalent bonds. Water, HO, carbon dioxide, CO, and ammonia, NH, are all examples of covalent compounds. Others, like sodium chloride, NaCl, or calcium carbonate, CaCO, form when atoms transfer electrons, creating charged particles called ions, which then attract each other. This is called an ionic bond. These compounds are all around us, from the water we drink to the salt on our food and the chalk we write with. Time to test your understanding. Here are 3 practice questions to help solidify what you've learned. Think about the definitions and examples we just covered and give your best answers. You've got this. Ready for the next step? The medium level will take us deeper, exploring more about how these compounds are formed and their fundamental properties. Atoms combine to form compounds to achieve stability. This happens through either sharing electrons, forming covalent bonds, or transferring electrons, forming ionic bonds. Take water, HO, for instance. Its bent shape and polarity allow it to form strong hydrogen bonds, making it a unique solvent. Carbon dioxide, CO, on the other hand, is linear and nonpolar, which explains its gaseous nature. Ammonia, NH, with its trigonal pyramidal shape and polarity, is a versatile compound used in many applications. Now, let's look at ionic compounds. Sodium chloride, NaCl, forms when a sodium atom gives an electron to a chlorine atom, creating positively and negatively charged ions that arrange into a crystal lattice. This strong electrostatic attraction is why salt is a solid with a high melting point. Similarly, calcium carbonate, CaCO, involves calcium ions and polyatomic carbonate ions forming robust structures like seashells and marble. These strong bonds give them their characteristic hardness. An important concept for compounds is the law of constant proportions. This law states that a chemical compound always contains its elements in the same fixed ratio by mass, no matter where it comes from. So, whether it's tap water or rainwater, HO will always have hydrogen and oxygen in an 1:8 mass ratio. This consistency is a hallmark of all pure compounds. Great job so far. Now, challenge yourself with these 5 practice questions. They'll help you connect the concepts of bonding, structure, and the fundamental laws governing compounds. Pause the video, think, and write down your answers. Welcome to the hard level. Here, we'll analyze molecular geometry, intermolecular forces, and quantitative aspects of compounds. Understanding molecular geometry is key to predicting properties. VSEPR theory helps us visualize the 3D arrangement. Water, HO, has a bent shape due to 2 lone pairs on oxygen, giving it a bond angle of about 104.5 degrees. Carbon dioxide, CO, is linear with a 180-degree angle, as carbon has no lone pairs. Ammonia, NH, is trigonal pyramidal, with one lone pair on nitrogen pushing the bond angles to around 107 degrees. These shapes dictate their polarity and how they interact. These interactions between molecules are called intermolecular forces, or IMFs, and they significantly affect a compound's physical properties. Water and ammonia, being polar, exhibit strong hydrogen bonding, which explains their relatively high boiling points. Carbon dioxide, a nonpolar molecule, only has weak London dispersion forces, which is why it's a gas at room temperature. For ionic compounds like NaCl and CaCO, the forces holding their crystal lattice are much stronger than typical IMFs, leading to very high melting points. Stoichiometry allows us to quantify compounds. Molar mass is the mass of 1 mole of a substance, containing Avogadro's number of particles. For instance, the molar mass of HO is about 18 g-mol, while CaCO is around 100 g-mol. We can also look at chemical reactivity. Calcium carbonate undergoes thermal decomposition, breaking down into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide when heated. Ammonia acts as a weak base, reacting with water to form ammonium and hydroxide ions. Understanding these reactions is crucial for predicting how compounds behave. You're doing great! Here are 7 challenging questions to deepen your understanding of molecular geometry, intermolecular forces, and basic stoichiometry. Apply what you've learned about VSEPR theory and molar mass calculations. Take your time, and good luck! Are you ready to truly master this topic? The hardest level will push your knowledge to competitive depths, exploring advanced bonding, thermodynamics, and real-world impacts. Let's delve into advanced bonding. Hybridization, like sp superscript 3 in water and ammonia, and sp in carbon dioxide, explains how atomic orbitals mix to form new, equivalent hybrid orbitals, influencing molecular geometry. For ionic compounds like NaCl and CaCO, we don't talk about molecular orbitals but rather the strong electrostatic attractions within their crystal lattices. Concepts like lattice energy, which is the energy required to break apart the ionic solid, are crucial here, dictating their stability and melting points. Understanding oxidation states is vital for redox chemistry. For example, nitrogen in NH is in a -3 oxidation state, while carbon in CO is +4. These states help predict how compounds will react, whether as reducing or oxidizing agents. Quantitative analysis goes beyond molar mass to percentage composition, limiting reagents and theoretical yield. For instance, calculating the exact amount of fertilizer, like ammonium sulfate from ammonia, that can be produced from given reactants is a critical engineering insight in industrial chemistry. These compounds have immense industrial importance. Water is a universal solvent and coolant. CO is used in refrigeration and carbonated drinks, while ammonia is key to fertilizers via the Haber-Bosch process. Sodium chloride is vital for the chloralkali industry, producing chlorine and caustic soda. Calcium carbonate is a fundamental building material. Beyond industry, their environmental impact is profound. CoA's role in the greenhouse effect and ocean acidification, water's hydrological cycle, and CaCO's role in marine ecosystems are critical global concerns. The environmental and biological significance of these compounds is immense. Water is the solvent of life, regulating climate. Carbon dioxide, while essential for photosynthesis, is also a major greenhouse gas causing climate change and ocean acidification. Ammonia plays a crucial role in the nitrogen cycle. Sodium chloride is an essential electrolyte for living organisms. Calcium carbonate forms the backbone of marine life, from shells to coral reefs, but is vulnerable to acidic environments. Understanding these interconnections highlights chemistry's impact on our planet. Congratulations on reaching the hardest level. Here are the first 5 challenging questions designed to test your comprehensive understanding of advanced bonding, quantitative analysis, and real-world applications. Take your time, Apply your knowledge and strive for precision in your answers. And here are the final 5 questions to truly solidify your expertise. These questions will challenge you to connect concepts across different areas of chemistry, from thermodynamics and industrial processes to environmental impact. Show us what you've learned. You've journeyed through the fascinating world of compound molecules, from basic definitions to advanced concepts and real-world impacts. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep learning. For more such in-depth educational content and to continue your learning adventure, visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for regular updates and more exciting chemistry lessons. Your support helps us create more valuable content for you. Thank you for learning with us.